The Flash's standalone movie just hit theaters a few days ago, and I came in expecting another corny superhero movie with the same beats and patterns as all the others, but I ended up having a blast with this one. So what exactly did they do differently? Let's take a spoiler-free deep dive into 2023's newest DC edition, The Flash. So I saw the trailer just like all of you, and the first thing I noticed was the very cartoonish graphics in what appeared to be another generic superhero flick. But this one won me over for a variety of reasons. Let's take a look at what exactly worked. Starting off first is Ezra Miller with an extraordinary performance as not just one, but two characters. Miller plays two different versions of the same character, and it's honestly a sight to see. The chemistry is amazing, considering he is just playing off himself the entire movie. Not to mention the amazing effects as both versions of him are constantly in frame. It's seamless, and you totally forget that it's the exact same actor, which is extremely impressive. Even with everything going on with Ezra outside of the camera, we still have to commend him for an amazing performance. Next is the pacing and the comedy. The Flash stays true to its name as it's constantly moving, but there's much more to it. From scene to scene, I found myself frequently immersed and entertained throughout, along with a couple of laughs. Plus, the multiverse topic, as overdone as it may appear, works extremely well here since they make clever use of it without it seeming random or forced. Without going into spoiler territory, they do a great job at tying all loose ends or questions by the end of the movie. Plus, the comedic timing that they have with each other and with the other characters works extremely well. I find myself laughing throughout the entire movie. The characters are also quite likable. Michael Keaton's Batman really stood out as a cool and collected mentor to Barry, whilst tearing it up against foes. For the first few times we see the Bat beating foes up, his combat is brutal and stylish in its own way. Plus, Keaton did a great job at being a likable yet cool Bruce Wayne. Sasha Calle also did a really solid job as Supergirl. Would have liked to see her character developed a bit more, but overall a really good performance. And finally, as mentioned before, Barry, played by Ezra Miller, as obnoxious and talkative as his character can be, still ends up being extremely likable, and you really do feel for him after learning more about his story. Now let's get into what didn't work. The most glaring issue with the movie, and one that is quite confusing in this day and age, is the graphics. But not all the visual effects in the movie, only some. That is the strange part about it all. Much of the effects are great and are up to par with today's standards, but throughout there are graphic elements that rival that of animated movies like Shrek. It's a shame because it does stand out quite vividly and looks super cartoonish, which took me completely out of the movie. Plus, there's one scene near the end which literally looks like a video game. You'll know which one I'm talking about when you see it. That brings me to another gripe. I get that it's a multiverse movie, but I wish they were more subtle with the fan service side of things. There were ham-fisted cameos and throwbacks right and left at the very end, and while it is cool, I just wish that they were less forceful with it. Fan service for the sake of fan service should be clever, and I guess my honorable mention gripe was I wish they did a little more with General Zod. But all in all, The Flash worked extremely well and stands as one of the funnest experiences I've had in the theater in quite some time, aside from Across the Spider-Verse. The Flash gets a very enthusiastic 8.7 trips around the multiverse out of 10. If you like this video and want to see more, please consider subscribing. All the support is appreciated. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you around.